What you've heard about the reason for the false start penalties?
Apparently I was just too abrupt, not smooth enough as far as, bringing my hands together goes.
Will that affect your hard count?
To me, it's like any other hard count. It's the defense's job to watch the ball, so it doesn't really make sense to me, but I think we're in the, trying to fix things right now.
You think you did anything differently tonight in that manner than you did last week?
As far as snapping the ball? No, I just think it's going to take some time just for them to, get back with us as far as how everything has to work and stuff like that.
What did you think of your performance tonight?
As an offense, it was, penalty. We had, I don't know how many penalties, I think it was like 6 or 7 penalties when I was in there that we had to clean up. Obviously, you can't have those. But, it obviously wasn't as, polished as we would like it to be, but, it's a learning experience.
Did you feel like some balls got away from you tonight?
The only ball really was the one over the middle of Seekirk, but other than that, every throw that I threw, I felt confident in it.
What do you think you learned tonight?
It's football. We didn't look as good as we would like to look, but it's a preseason. This is why it's a preseason. It's just tough because we're not playing a whole game, and it's I don't want to say it's not real, but it's just it's not the regular season. We're not doing everything that we're gonna do, so that's why it's kind of it gets frustrating, but at the same time it's preseason. So,
was there anything to the level of harassment that they put on you, the speed that you saw tonight?
they were bringing it. They were bringing it, which we got. It was good to see, and we'll just go back and obviously we gotta be better.
On the safety, did you just not know where you were?
I could have swore I think I landed on the one, but they just called it a safety. It didn't really matter. So.
You've said so many times how much you hate losing. Is it a little easier to swallow given that it's a preseason game?
Yeah. Like I said, this. Looking at the big picture, this doesn't. This isn't. It's not a big deal. Obviously, you want to go out and look good, but they did some things we obviously weren't game planning for, but we'll go back and I think treat this one like a game week or whatever. So try to be better next week.
How different?
Go ahead.
How different do you think things will be compared to tonight, week 1, when the whole offense is going? You plan.
I think it'll be very different just because we'll scheme them up just like they'll scheme us up. But we'll be going full force and we'll see.
Did you push to go back in after the safety, or did it just feel like?
Nah, it's time to get out of there. Yeah, it's time. That was about it.
What did you and Marcus talk about after the safety coming off the field?
Oh, he was just asking me what I saw. Yeah.
Did you see anything tonight from your side that concerns you for the regular season?
No, that's obvious. Everybody felt ugly on the sideline after the first four drives or whatever it was, but that's just it's part of it. It's good for us to see that. It's good for us to feel that, and obviously, like I said, we're very vanilla right now, so it's hard to judge. But I think when we get out there, we'll be ready to roll.
What did it feel like to get a run out of your system? First drive, read option, juke 24, got out of bounds. What did that feel like to get your first run out of your system?
Felt good. And then, kind of trickled downhill after that. So it's all good.
Were you guys trying to do anything different tonight offensively?
Not really, no. That's the thing. It's just calling plays and trying. No matter what they're running, it doesn't really matter. So.
It looked like a couple of throws might have gotten away a little bit. A couple to Kirk. Was there anything happening on those plays?
No.
What happened on the delay of game?
Which one?
First penalty, I think was it.
I thought that was on the Oh, that was right after I think something had happened. That was right. I don't think they reset the clock, but it being preseason, I don't think they cared to really check it out because there was no way that the clock ran down for 24 seconds. But yeah.
Thanks, Kyler.
Thanks, Kyler.
Chris.
Still the practice squad on this team or another team, so they're playing for something right now.
Well, to that point, you have scouts from other teams always showing up. Oh, what a catch that time. Andy Isabella staying with it and going all the way. 59-yard touchdown. Charles Knopf, all smiles. Isabella, remember what we said about the speed.
It's just pure speed. It's one-on-one coverage, and he just uses the speed to get in front of the defender, and then he shields it. Notice how he stopped.
It was really exciting. I mean, they made me wait a while to get out there, but it was worth it. I just stayed positive on the sidelines the whole time, and it was fun playing.
The last few weeks of being out for a while and getting back in, what's it like just trying to readjust to what all this offense is doing?
Definitely frustrating being out. Never really been out for an injury, but coming back, I mean, definitely had a lot of growing this week, coming back and getting back in shape. But I think I did that well, and I've had a pretty good day today.
Yeah, how nice was it to come back in this fashion and get that home run ball, so to speak?
It was fun. I mean, we had a couple missed opportunities at first, so it was a little frustrating. But me and Chad started hitting, and we'll watch the film and we'll clean it back up and hopefully have a better game in Minnesota.
You talked about you never having to miss time because of an injury. How do you feel now after you've played a game and had a couple days back from the injury?
It feels good. You definitely, when you go out there, it's definitely a little tentative at first, but once you get going and once everything starts happening fast. I mean, you're right back out there and you totally forget about the injury.
There's Hundley, a little bit of pressure, but he's able to get it and gets it into the hands of Sherfield for the touchdown. Great work by the veteran Brett Hundley to stay composed. 40-yard touchdown.
I like Brett Hundley. He feels protected, takes a second hitch, and throws a perfect pass to the outside to Trent Sherfield. The pocket is closing in. Arden Key gets a little rush. That's a big-time throw under duress. And Trent Sherfield just continues to show up.
Yeah, man. We been practicing it all week. Caught a couple go balls in practice and just making sure that I just have a solid practice throughout the week. So when the game time comes, I'm not out there blinking or not out there second guessing myself. So.
What does it do for your confidence when you score touchdowns like this? They're not like wide open. These are difficult catches, and you're catching these in traffic.
Yeah, it does a lot to the confidence. And like I said, just building, you build that confidence throughout the week. In practice, catching those tough catches, and the routes on there, catching the passes that come to you, and it just doesn't happen, on today, on game days. It happens throughout the week. How well you prepare, how well you study your opponent, and that those are the things that you need to do. So then that way, when you go out there, it's like second nature.
Seems like you're getting confidence in yourself, but also the quarterbacks are getting confidence in yourself and you as well. Brett Hundley was talking about the chemistry that you guys had.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Brett, being able to work with Kyler Murray and Brett has been a very good deal. In practice, I work with Kyler and I work with Brett because me and Keyshawn, we're kind of switching, on and off. But Brett throws the ball, throws the ball really well. So does Kyler. And like I said in the game, I told Brett, man, it was a repeat of last week, on the same side. And I said, hey Brett, if we get pressed, let's get a go ball and let's get some points on the board because as a receiver group, we just want to be able to impact, the entire game, with how we play, with our energy, and just being the leader, guys being leaders for this offense. So.
You guys were obviously bright spots today, but there's some work that needs to be done.
Absolutely.
How concerned are you with these penalties you guys had on offense?
It's a preseason. We still have time, to clean things up. And yes, you're absolutely right. We have a lot of things that we have to clean up. But like I said, we still have, 2 more preseason games, before week one comes. And we didn't get the result that we wanted to. But it's the preseason. You don't want to look too deep into it. We're not scheming for guys. We're just going out, executing our base offense. And so yeah, we come back next week, go make sure that we paying attention to details, with the penalties on both sides of the ball, being able to make sure that we can go into next game penalty free.
Here they come.
Pressure against Anderson. And it goes for the score. Why not? Caleb Wilson, the rookie out of UCLA, who had a great college career. His dad coaches with the Eagles. Catches it with double zeros on the clock for a touchdown. And that sums it up, the look on Gruden's face.
How about Drew Anderson? He gets one more blitz from defensive coordinator Paul Gunther and just makes a throw.
Give us an update on Justin. I think he left the practice Saturday early, right?
He did. It's a shoulder, but shouldn't be too long. So we'll rehab him, and we expect him to be back here in the next couple of weeks.
Is this the time to move guys around where you could experiment with Cole and guard and left tackle?
I think so. I think we need to figure out who can play where and still be effective. Even at tackle, we've moved Mason out there, get some reps there. He played it in college and has held his own. But yeah, there's no question. These next few weeks, we got to see what we have up front when it comes to versatility.
What's the plan this week as you get closer to the Thursday night's game against the Chargers?
Really focus on our game mechanics during practice and make sure we're sharp on all that. The substitutions, personnel, 40-second clock. Really honing in on the little things when it comes to actual game type situations.
Were you not as concerned with the 40-second clock Saturday when the quarterback?
Yeah, we weren't. We were going to kind of work through that, and there are some instances where we need to be more aware. But starting today and going into this week, we're going to be all over those things and really try to tighten everything up.
You have kind of a lot of opportunity to get yards with his feet up the middle if stuff breaks down because of how it's spread out.
Yeah, I think that's, all spread offenses, if you have a dual threat guy, I mean, that's one of the real weapons of playing that style of offense is that if it does break down, things are usually pretty spread out and he can pick a seam and go. And Kyler's done that his whole life. And so hopefully that trend will continue, and he's got to be smart, know when the battle's over, know when to protect himself. But, I think that is one thing that if you have a guy who can do two things really well in the spread offense, that can be an added dimension.
How do the parameters or rules for an offensive lineman change when they've got a guy like that who will be creative and you're not quite sure what's going on behind you?
There's a fine line you have to walk. You don't want to get a hold trying to do too much when you feel him go. But also you got to know that play could be extended quite a while. And so just don't stop your feet, keep moving, and know that, good things can happen.
Mason played a little left tackle in the practice on Saturday. What did you guys see I know it wasn't long, but what did you see when he was at that position?
We've had him bump in and out throughout some of these practices, and I think he's a guy that we're still figuring out if he can survive out there. I mean, we have some really dominant pass rushers in Suggs and Chandler, and that's a tough look. But, he was game, and he's smart enough to go out there and pick it up. And over the next few weeks, we'll see if that's a possibility, if something were to happen, if we felt like he could be serviceable out there.
Do you think it's more natural, though, for him to slide to a guard position?
Yes, no question. But having played it in college, I mean, he has somewhat of a feel for it, but we'll see where that goes.
Who will start at guard for Justin?
Mason.
I know you wanted to kind of see how the receivers play out through the preseason, but given that you've seen them through the offseason and now this first part of camp, have you been expecting more of those guys to step forward, certain guys to step forward by this point? Have you seen some certain guys step forward?
I think we're still working through it. I guess one that has jumped out, seems to catch everything coming his way for young guys, Keyshawn. He's made a ton of plays. I think the quarterbacks, all of them have confidence in him that if they get it his way, he's going to make a play for them. And does a nice job coming back to the quarterback, really friendly on all of his plays, and that's been exciting for us as a staff to see a young guy accept the challenge and really get better every day.
Is Kyler going to play Thursday night?
You have to tune in.
There's a lot of coaches don't want
good,
guys
right?
to play.
Yeah. Hype up the game.
Kliff, another guy, Chris Jones, a couple pass breakups. Continues to flash. He did in the offseason too.
Chris does, yeah. Had a fantastic spring. We feel like even in situations where the ball has been caught, he's been there and it's been competitive, and he's been locking on people. Tough, physical, business-like, athletic. We really like what we've seen from him, and we hope that continues.
I might have to tune in for this too, but your offensive line, sometimes the splits are wide, it looked like Saturday, sometimes narrow, or is that they're not always going to be the same?
Yeah, I think, you look throughout football, people change them up for different reasons and different things, and we're no different.
Some of the other injured guys, Andy, Isabella, and guys in the pup list, you getting any of them back this week?
We're hoping Andy is soon. I'm not sure if it'll be to play in this game, but I'm hoping he can practice some this week. And the rest of the guys, there's some that are getting close as well.
What about DJ?
DJ Foster. Oh, Swearinger. Yeah, he's another one that we think we can work back in this week. Not sure about his participation in the game, but we hope he can get back.
What kind of challenges do you face as a play caller in the red zone, and having a guy like Kyler who's mobile, does that help you out, give you more things to do?
No question. I think you ask any offensive coach if you have that ability to run down there with your QB, it helps as the field condenses and it adds a hat in that offensive strategy. And so there's no question he's a red zone threat.
A little more options to it, maybe going for two more than normal.
We'll see how that plays out. We're going to be aggressive, and if we have schemes that we think are going to work, then we'll cut it loose.
How can A.Q. Shipley's experience with so many quarterbacks throughout his career help him with a guy like Kyler?
Just his command of the line of scrimmage. Kyler knows he's going to get us into the right protection. He's going to get us into the right calls, and it allows Kyler to focus on a lot of other things as a young player. And I think that's the biggest takeaway watching AQ work and his professionalism, the way he handles himself, his preparation. You just can't ask for a better guy for a young quarterback to be playing behind.
Were the penalties bad on Saturday?
We expected to have more penalties than we had seen. I think anytime you have the NFL refs and they're working their mechanics, we're going to get some flags thrown. But there are a bunch that little things that kind of got let go at practice and get called in the games. And so that was good to see, and that'll be a heavy emphasis this week is cleaning it up before Thursday night.
Is there any concern on Zane Gonzalez for this past Saturday?
There wasn't. Zane has been really, really good in camp, and there was one that we felt may have been good. There wasn't anybody under that crossbar, and so it was hard to tell. We thought that one was good, and then hit the post on another. So even his misses have been really close, and we feel great about where he's at.
Saturday, Odiambo didn't seem to get any time or very little. Is there a reason behind
He's
that?
still coming back from an injury, so he's another one that we should see back in the next couple of days.
Well, thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.